Welcome back everybody, my name is Nick930 and this is a video review for Arkane Studio's Prey for the PC. Prey is a reboot of an old first-person shooter game from 2006, but shares very little in common with that game. In the new 2017 Prey, you take control of Morgan Yu and try to recover your memory as you explore a large station filled with various alien creatures called the Typhoon. The storyline's strength lies in its mystery, so I'm going to try to avoid spoiling anything else, but I can say the game borrows a lot of inspiration from games like System Shock and Bioshock. In fact, the game plays a lot like those games too. You'll start off with a simple narrative section where everything seems normal, and after a few minutes something terrible happens and you end up picking up a wrench and smacking enemies as you search each room from top to bottom for supplies to help keep you alive. The levels are open-ended in nature with tons of secrets to find and alternative routes to objectives that benefit the game's replay value. The weapons all handle nicely and seem to be creative in their design. There's basic weapons like pistols and shotguns, but then there's also cool unique weapons like the glue cannon that fires quick-drying glue that can freeze enemies in place, stop fires, and even create alternative paths allowing for some unique gameplay opportunities. Players can upgrade these weapons with weapon upgrade kits hidden in the levels as well. And they can also upgrade their character's skill tree with neuromods, which can unlock the ability to hack computers, lift heavy boxes, and increase the maximum health of your character. Something I thought was pretty unique to Prey was the ability to recycle garbage items into more valuable items. Instead of going through the typical vendor route and having you sell tons of items to some vendor for currency, you can actually take your crumpled up paper and banana peels to this recycling machine and throw it into the compactor. And this will give you more useful resources like ammunition for your glue cannon. And then we have the enemies themselves. Prey's enemies are these weird-looking shadow creatures, and they roam the levels freely. You can avoid combat with these enemies in most situations with a basic stealth system, which is pretty useful when you're low on ammo. But a lot of times these enemies will hide from you. The mimics are one of the more common enemies you'll run into, and they can actually disguise themselves as common objects found around the game world, like a coffee mug or a piece of crumpled up paper. They only revert back to their alien form when you get too close, so it's common for them to jump out at you when you're not ready. These aliens are not scripted to turn into anything in particular, but instead will randomly choose just random objects to morph into, making it a different experience every time. This morphing ability is eventually made available to the player, allowing players to morph into common objects like microscopes and sneak through windows to reach some valuable items. There's also bigger aliens that offer a more challenging fight, and they're usually easier to just sneak past than to fight. So Prey offers a few really cool and unique gameplay opportunities, but also borrows a lot of elements from Bioshock and Deus Ex. Now let's take a few moments to talk about the game's visuals and performance. So far with my 1080 Ti setup, the game performs near flawless with very high average frame rates at the maximum graphics settings. I am having some stuttering right before autosave points and right before mimics attack, but it could have something to do with the Windows 10 Creators Update that has introduced stuttering to a lot of games. The game's visuals aren't all that impressive overall. The art style is very simplistic and textures are pretty bland. There's a lot of very basic lighting, and I also noticed a significant amount of aliasing shimmer even with the anti-aliasing setting maxed out. It would have been nice if Arkane had included a super sampling option to help improve overall quality. And that pretty much sums Prey up. Prey is available for $60 on Steam, PS4, and Xbox One, and features an average-length single-player experience with open-ended first-person gameplay that encourages experimentation and creative exploration. The graphics aren't anything revolutionary, but the game does perform very well on the maximum settings and seems to be a polished overall product. I hope this video was helpful, and if you want to see more from me, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.